Well, you can never have enough bass, but I do find that bass can be a tough thing to determine in terms of when you're creating music and figuring out what the right balance is and what's going to sound good on a big speaker like a club or a festival. So visual cues are very important. I have some over here on my screen. So what you want to do is load in a reference track that you know sounds amazing as the style that you want to create. In this instance, we have a bass house track, and you'll see that in low-end focus mode with the Vision 4K, that you have these different patterns here. It looks like an eggplant or a hockey stick, and then it is a bar after that. And in this case, we're looking at the kick and then the bass note afterward. And what you want to see if you're creating your own music is to pull up a reference track and make sure that yours looks like it does on the reference. In this case, it does have enough bass. It's very loud. So if we run it, you can also see on the spectrum analyzer in high res mode in span here where the sub bass is peaking up in the back here. And then you'll notice that over time it's separated, so it's not all big one wash of red. The red is the loudest parts, and you'll want to see your kick drum have a lot of red in that middle area, and then also a big red bar afterward if you have a note on the sub bass that is playing right afterward. In this particular type of music, in this house song, there isn't as much peaking out above that area. It's just all solidly in that 40 to 70 hertz range in hitting the sub, but in a nice musical way over time and creating good clarity there. You'll see it here as well if we look at the loudness and the dynamics. This particular song is very loud, up in the 5 range here on the metric AB. But it sounds very clear, and that's because this artist has done a great job. I'll mention the artist in the comments. And here's one other way to look at it. If we're looking at the waveform, the kick and the bass are coming together nicely and not overlapping each other too much. You'll want to maybe take your kick and bass, isolate them, and run them through something like this Oscillos Megascope by Schultz Audio. All right, have a great time and enjoy the bass.